Welcome back to Valley Homes on TV. And we've got Stacy Bird with Fidelity that's going to finish up a discussion that we started about title insurance, and we led to a discussion of should buyers wait to buy, should they buy now, and she brought up really good statistics in. I guess my final question would be, why would you suggest buying now rather than waiting, and what advice would you give to the sellers who have their homes listed that aren't selling?
So just to wrap up, why I would suggest buying now rather than waiting is time is of the essence. We can't predict the future. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to be happening with the market, and we need to take advantage, if you're in a position to be able to buy, of the rate situation, and you can get some long-term fixed rates for a long time and keep your payment manageable. Mm-hmm. I would really advise consumers to go and speak with a person who is very experienced with originating loans so that they understand what they're getting into.
Well, Asta, is there any rationale between buying now and then as the rates fall this year, then refinancing to reduce the payment?
Possibly. It really depends on each individual situation. And what I tend to do is sit down with folks from the beginning, have a one-on-one meeting, go through kind of goals, objectives, short-term and long-term. So that could be a possibility in the future, but rates are, again, historically low. So my guess is they're going to find just the right program for them if they're looking to buy right now. And again, the market can be volatile. You know, we all don't have a crystal ball. So I'd say get in now while it's great.
And what advice would you give to sellers that their homes aren't selling?
Make sure they are working with a real estate professional.
Okay.
Listen to the advice of their real estate professional.
Okay.
Because I know that's been a challenge for a lot of you professionals in the market, trying to help sellers understand that the market has changed. And they really need to be realistic about the value of their home, list at the appropriate price, make sure it's been staged, and they're really listening to the advice of the real estate professional.
Great sound advice. We've talked about that in our previous shows, and thank you. That's very, very important. Just the bread and butter of the business.
Mm-hmm. One last thing to add maybe to that is to really be objective in your viewpoint of how your property compares to maybe some of the other properties in your neighborhood that are for sale, because you want to attract as many buyers as possible. And so when you're selling a new car, don't you shine it up and make it really pretty? Well, the same thing is true of a home. You want to reduce the clutter. You want to make that property really pristine and shine. And maybe a seller might want to be creative in what they give back to the buyer.
Mm-hmm. All right,
maybe
Stacey.
some credits. That's your job.
One last question. Market outlook, 2008. What are we in for?
I think that we have great opportunity this year. I'm really excited about this year. I really feel like there are a lot of people on the fence waiting, and I think that this the next couple of months is really going to dictate where we're headed for the rest of the year.
Right.
And historically, it's been typical that we see after Super Bowl, so we're looking at the beginning of February, just a couple weeks, where we really start to see a lot more activity in the real estate community, and we're even seeing transactions starting to come live in our own office that we've been kind of sitting on for a long time.
That's exciting.
So there is a lot of buzz out there, and there are people out viewing open houses and kind of getting into a position and ready to pounce when a deal is available.
Great.
And there are great deals, so take advantage of the market.
Stacey, thank you. And your outlook, Asta?
Much of the same. I think it's going to be a great year. I think that, as tax season hits and folks see maybe that are renters, that, wow, if I bought a home, here's what my deductions may be. And as the school year's kind of wrapping up, that's where a lot of families tend to make the move, is over the summer, to get their kids into a new school or whatnot. So I definitely think our busier time is coming up.
Good. Well, I think we all concur. We're all on the same page with that. I want to thank both of you very much for coming today. And I have, real briefly for the viewers, I've been asked to give an update on what's happening in Milpitas, particularly in terms of development. We had a grand opening of Piercy Toyota. Right here, it's the world's largest Toyota dealership. It's located right here in Milpitas. And I heard numbers come in this week that said that their first month of business, they had $13 million in sales, which puts a lot of tax revenues in the coffers for Milpitas for our residents. Along with some other projects that are going on, just to inform you two gals, we have the building of the new library on Main Street. That's completed to be due in December of 2008. Its size is 60,000 square feet. Cost is $39 million. the library is funded with the City of Milpitas Redevelopment Agency funds, so it's not coming directly from our general fund, but the redevelopment agency. And we also have a new garage on Main Street that is connected to the library that is opening up very, very shortly. Along with other projects, we have a number of apartment buildings going in Milpitas along Main Street by the Alexan Group. The Aspen family is putting in 101 new apartments on South Main Street. We approved 659 units on Murphy Ranch Road, and that's on the I want to say the west side of the west side of town. And then we have a 464 condominium development by Centria, located directly near our light rail station in the Great Mall. So the city is putting a lot of housing projects right near the transportation corridors of Milpitas. We have another 126 units on Able Street. Those are condominiums. Another 147 units of condominiums on South Main Street. And then we have a new senior housing project called the DeVries Place, which is right across the new library. So that's pretty exciting to have senior housing come to town. Then we've redeveloped the town center where you see the Super Safeway. That was opened up a year ago. That's on Calaveras Boulevard behind City Hall.
This is amazing.
It is amazing.
All this happening.
Bet you didn't know that's going on right here in
I didn't.
Milpitas. It's a very exciting town to be in. So anyway, thank you very much for your time today. And Asta, thank you for coming all this way from Morgan Hill.
Appreciate it.
And we'll be closing for now. If you have any questions or comments, you can direct them to Debbie at vhotv.com. Thank you for tuning in today, and happy house hunting.